Hello and welcome back to The Forward Theory. My name is Sam and I'm the host of the show. You can find more of this show's content online at TikTok and on Instagram at The Forward Theory. You can also learn more about some digital products to help you be more organized and motivated at learn.theforwardtheory.com. As always, there are links in the episode show notes where you can very easily click into all of this stuff, and be sure to give me a follow and a review on the podcast player of your choice. Many of them do offer 5-star reviews and ratings, and it's always a real joy to hear from you and find out if the show is helpful to you. So I appreciate if you are a longtime listener that you are here with me today at the start of a new season, um, and by which I mean like a climate season. It is fall here in New York City. It is my favorite time of year. I absolutely love fall and winter, so I'm very excited. But also, after the season break, I took 4 weeks off for a very exciting reason, actually. I'm proud to say that I am now a new dad. Just under 4 weeks ago, I welcomed my son into the world. My wife and I had an amazing baby boy, and my goodness, he is a handful. And he is so fun, and we honestly can't imagine our lives without him. But if you are a parent or a recent new parent, or you're wanting to be a parent, whatever the case may be, even if that's like getting a puppy at home, you understand that those early weeks can be a lot. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to give myself some grace, take some time off from the show, and obviously just spend some time with my family and learning all the new things. So that's been really fun, truly amazing time period in my life. And I know that this is just the beginning and there's a lot more adventures along the way. What has been overwhelming in these last couple of weeks in both a positive and sometimes negative sense is just how much you have to learn in such a short amount of time. I have never been a parent before other than to my dog, Bolt, who I'm very much a parent to, but, the demands of a newborn are just something else entirely. Like animals, most animals come into this world pretty much ready to go and put together. Humans have a young known as altricial young, which means that whenever they come out of the womb, they basically still require a lot of care. And they cannot survive on their own without the help of their parents or other adults to, kind of help them navigate the world. I compare that with like a giraffe that literally falls like 6 feet out of the air onto the ground and then is up and walking and doing just fine, right? Very different types of birthing methods there. But um, babies require a lot. And one of the things you can feel as you're going through this experience is kind of questioning, like, can you do this? And that is what I want to talk to you about on this episode today. Is that feeling of kind of handling something new, something challenging, whether it's being a new parent for the first time, whether it's starting a business, whether it's running a marathon, like I talk about a lot, whether it is starting a new relationship or a new job. There's definitely moments of doubt where you wonder, like, do I have it in me to do this? Can I figure this out? How am I going to stay up all these late nights? How am I going to, fit this into my schedule? How am I going to make this work? And first things first, the doubt is super, super normal. I think it can be really easy at times in the society to just imagine that everyone else has everything figured out and you are the only one that's struggling. I think the internet has certainly helped reduce that stigma around doing new things. And I'm certainly here to tell you that I'm full of doubt all the time about everything that I'm doing. I never feel like I know what I'm doing, no matter what it is. Even in things that I've done for a long time, I'm still just figuring it out. So the doubt is incredibly normal. And the internet has certainly helped to bring us closer together with other people that experience these moments of doubt. So I would say, whatever it is that you're starting, if you find yourself questioning, what am I doing and can I handle it? First thing is, tell yourself you're not alone. And I bet that if you did some internet searching or reached out to some friends and family or other people in this industry, they would, if they're honest with you, they would tell you that whenever they were starting out and whatever it is you're doing, they too had similar feelings of wondering if they could do it and if they could make it happen. So, feeling like you're not alone in something is a huge help when you are starting out something new. It is just very comforting to know that other people have been in the exact same spot as you and look where they've gone, right? And that's a very powerful reminder that so many other people have walked this path before, and why not you as well, right? Like, you can figure that out. You may then be asking yourself, as I ask myself, well, yes, other people have figured it out, but what about me? Am I going to figure it out? And that's the whole point of the doubt. And this is where I think step two really comes in handy. And that is to talk to a friend, a family member, a spouse, a partner, and have them list out things that you've done in your life that they are very impressed by. It can be kind of a funny request, but you can frame it in the sense of, hey, wife of mine, or hey, mom or dad, um, I'm struggling with some self-doubt. Like, when are times you think in my life that you saw me overcome something, you saw me accomplish something, and you're proud of me for doing that? Because I just need a reminder that I can do hard things. And that can be really helpful because being reminded of previous things that we've accomplished that other people are impressed by with is a reminder that we can do this too. We very often discount our own accomplishments. We have, unfortunately, this kind of bias against ourselves. We look at other people who've done great things and we admire and applaud them, and then we completely discount what our own accomplishments are, even if they're very recent. I can't tell you how quickly I dismissed me finishing the marathon in my head, just thinking, I kind of like hand waved it away. I was like, well, I had to walk a certain parts and I didn't get the time that I wanted. And did I really even finish it? And it's like, yes, Sam, you finished it. And it's a huge accomplishment. And I have to remind myself that these things are incredible, and doing them is hard, and doing them is worth celebrating. So if you have someone in your life that you trust and that has always supported you, reach out to them and ask them to remind you of times in your life that you've done something that takes a lot of work and takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery and discipline. And put that on a wall somewhere. Put that as a desktop wallpaper. Put that as a sticky note on your desk. Like, make that available to you everywhere and all the time. Be proud of those things. Allow yourself to really ingest that material and be reminded that you have done difficult things in your life. And this is no different than that. Because in each of those other situations, you faced a challenge that you probably were full of doubt about and probably was daunting. And it felt like you were at the base of a very tall mountain, but you found a way to the top. And you are on the other side of that now. So ask yourself and be honest, like, why is this new situation any different? It's new in the sense of maybe learning new skills or expanding your repertoire and expanding your knowledge base. Whatever it is that faces you, certainly that part's new, hence the doubt. But the situation of being in a new position and starting something and figuring it out is not new. That is so powerful. It's a very powerful reminder to ourselves that we've done a lot in our lives, way more than we give ourselves credit for, and that this new challenge should not be treated any differently. The third and final thing that I think is a helpful reminder when you are going through something new and challenging, like being a new parent, is a reminder that you're probably not going to get it all right, and you're probably not going to have all the answers, and that's okay. As long as you're doing your best at something and you're learning and you're trying and you're giving it all, with your heart and your mind, and you've got the love and support of friends, ideally, and family members, it's okay that you aren't going to have all the answers. It's okay that you get something wrong. That's the whole point of learning. There is this undue pressure now because of the internet. The internet offers both positives and negatives, certainly in our lifetime. But one of the negatives of the internet is that we have this perceived sense, again, that everyone is doing everything perfectly. It's all manicured, it's all curated, it's all elegant, and people generally only post their wins and not their struggles whenever we're scrolling through things. And so it can be really easy to see, oh, well, this person's training for a marathon went perfectly. They had no injuries, they had no setbacks, they were never ill. They did every workout that they said they were going to do, and they ran the time that they wanted to do it. In fact, they ran it even better than they wanted to. And you're sitting there being like, oh my goodness, like I can't even, get through a 6 mile run without feeling like I'm exhausted. How am I ever going to build my base? And I just should walk away from all of this. So there's this pressure of getting it all right, and you should allow yourself to let go of that pressure because it is a false pressure. No one gets it all right the first time. If they do, they are incredibly lucky, and I'm willing to bet that they didn't learn anything along the way. I had a professor in business school who had 2 he had a successful business, and it was his first business that he launched. He and some business and some partners of his launched a bar, and they opened a bar, and it was massively successful. And he was talking about, they made all this money, they ended up selling the business, and then when they sold it and they had all this money, they were like, "Well, let's open a restaurant." A restaurant's like a bar that's open all the time. Think of how much more money we're gonna make. And the second restaurant completely tanked, and they lost a bunch of money, and he said the problem with being successful in that first business is that he learned almost nothing from it. And that was his lesson to us, is that you're gonna want to fail, actually. You do want to struggle, you do want to mess things up. Ideally not, very badly, even though that's gonna happen, but it's gonna be kinda rough and tumble here and there, along the way, and there's gonna be moments that you are really tested and moments that you scratch your head and wonder, "Why did you do that thing?" But the important thing is that you are doing your best, you're open to learning, you're always just trying to move forward, and you are reaching out for help, when and if you can. That can be, just, again, an enormous support when you are tackling something new. So let go of this idea that everyone has done it perfectly, and let go of the pressure that you need to do it perfectly the first time through, because that is a fantasy. Like, I can't think of anything I've ever started or done where I didn't mess it up along the way multiple times. And the key thing is you learn. You learn and you try not to do it again. And even if it happens again, it's probably still a little bit different than the first time it happened. And you just keep getting better at it and getting better at it. And letting go of that pressure can be really freeing. So, in summation, those three things can help you a lot when you are faced with a new challenge and you're going through it and you have a lot of doubt, right? So, number one is realizing that you are not alone and that other people had very similar, if not identical, doubts as you. Number two, it's reaching out to friends and family members and others that can support you and tell you and remind you of the times that you've done amazing things in your life and what you've accomplished in the past, and realizing that you have the strength, you had the strength to do those things. And so you absolutely have the strength to do this new thing. And number three, it's relieving the pressure of trying to get it all right the first pass and understanding that failure, quote unquote failure, is just as much of the journey as succeeding. And in fact, failure often is the teacher of us. It's what gives us the lessons that allow us to grow and allow us to accomplish even better and bigger things later on in life. I hope to be back next week. No promises, to be honest. My weeks are so variable, but I am trying to find the time when I can. And obviously, my hands are full, both metaphorically and often literally, with the new one. So I will try to be back next week. But please allow me some grace if I do another rerun episode here and there. But I'm very excited to be recording again. I hope the start of the fall season for you, if you are in the northern hemisphere, has been just as excellent as it has been for me. And as always, you can find more of my show's content or reach out to me at The Forward Theory online and around the internet. So I will see you real soon. Have a great week.